So don't say anything you shouldn't, Steve. Evening, Joe.
Hello, good evening.
Right, let's form our square circle. Don't go anywhere this week. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see his arms swinging on the screen. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With a bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 2, 4. It's the stretch. 4, 5. I know you don't extend yourself much. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can do this as a paired practice, some of those stretches. So we'll do that. So here, I place Nick's arm in my shoulder. I drop my elbow down so it's nice and relaxed. And basically, I'm drawing his energy into me. And it's really for him to stretch himself. So he's going to come into me. I'm not going to put the Nikkyo on. So 1, 2, 3. He's putting it on himself. 4, 5. So he's controlling the stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can dash. You guys open to the floor. Probably our hands just come down. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And thank you. I know you can't do the pair practice on your own back there, but it's nice to when you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. So if you come on the floor and sideways, that's and just bend to the back. Yeah. And legs out in front. Okay. So we can do this as a pair practice too. And so it's good for Nick to be stretched by somebody else, but it's also very good for me because I have to get in tune with what his body's doing. You know, I'm not just I'm trying to force him to go where he wants to go. I am trying to tune into his rhythm. 1, 2, and just make him go a little bit further than he ordinarily would. As soon as you try to force it, he'll object and he'll want to fight back. So you just want to be really riding on the surface like a surfer. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And you girls know what you're doing, so you can get on with this. And open your legs. So just start from the beginning from here and just open. All right, so going to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. 1. Now extending key as I do this. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hopefully Nick will report there's no element of push on this.
No, no.
Good. So legs apart.
Yes.
When you got back in order. Good. Now go to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay, put these together. So basically here, I just take the slack out. So really don't push down hard. It's really unpleasant if someone does that. And then you just encourage your partner to relax. So come on, put a little bit more there. Breathe into your stomach. Yeah, a little bit more give. Front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I can do this. Kneel up. Okay, so here, we go backwards, I'll support you. Oh, yeah. So I support his weight. Can you go all the way back?
Yeah.
So if you can go all the way back, which you can, then I come to the front and I bring his knees together as far as he's able and comfortable. And then you release that. Good. And then you just quite surprising how much more give you can find if you just relax. It's like a, okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so we're going to look at the Ryotemuchi. So when someone's holding from two hands from the front, it's quite imposing. You just need to off a little bit. So you, rather than trying to get in, you're just not going to let them move. Right, so you say plenty of key. I can't get in, seemingly, and I can't get away. So it feels like I'm trapped, because this really draws my attention to the problem. And when we're only focused on the problem, we don't get very good at seeing the solution. And that's very true for life. When we only see the problem, that's all that exists for us. We don't think about ways in which we can get around the problem. But what's he got? What's he got hold of? He's got my arm. Which part of my arm? My lower part arm. Has he got my upper arm? Has he got my hips? Has he got my legs? No, he hasn't. So all of these things I can move apparently. So from thinking that actually I was trapped, which is, feels like in the first instance, actually I've got lots of movement. Can't move this bit. That's the bit he's got hold of. It's the only bit he's got hold of. So I'm going to let him hold that. So I don't try to do anything with that bit. If I try and bring this hand towards me, I get trapped again. I'm going to hold that exactly where he wants to hold it. I will come to him, and then I'll turn, and then I'll leave. So our exercise is to explore initially where I can move. Is that any good to me? Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't feel quite right. This is easy. I can just play with this a little bit. Now I can't move any further. I'll be getting into that space that he's holding. So I turn around the space. And always I'm looking to get by my partner's side. I'm not interested in the gapping. As soon as I did that, I know that he's got control of the situation. But here, I'm good. It's kind of a little bit neutral, but I've probably got more control than he has. There, not so good. Now I can't shift him. This is just outside of my territory and just into his. Here, it's the fingers are just in my territory.
And also shoulder levels.
Yeah. So this means I can now begin to move him forward. And to repeat something I kept saying last week, what moves first? My center and my hips. So I am not trying to move him with my arm. I move from my center, but because that's connected to my arm, that moves as well. So, Hera, have a go at this. Yeah. So you're reacting to it. I can feel that. So you get reaction from what
I cannot get a clear eyeball the way that you lost at this point.
So come in.
Previously, I couldn't even move hand.
Come in. That is complete fine.
Okay. Because I was thinking of like a little space.
Place. Not that space.
Okay.
So there's no pressure on you. You've got nothing to
Mm.
react to. The back leg, kick that round towards me.
So this way.
That one. Kick it round.
Ah.
There. That's the secret. Right. So you do anything with your arm. Yeah. Now you've got to go. I can feel that. So you get that reaction from me. I can't feel it. Now move your hips and your legs.
No.
So I'm trying to get
So I have a feeling. Okay.
So similar angle I did.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay. Can't go any further than that. And with that, I have my hips. Now I can come back down.
Yeah, that was an access.
Yes. So, you know, you're sometimes this is not quite high, it's absolutely fine. So you're asking for lower, but I have to move to a different place. I know, if I come in, you can feel me now.
Yeah. Because it's kind of like starting to, yeah.
So you start to push out more, so you get that clutch. There's the boundary. There, any further, you can see this.
Yes.
There's the boundary, I don't want you to feel it. But I want to still keep focusing on that. Not that.
That's the touch there.
There, that's it.
And just feel here.
Forget this now, relax the little. All this is relaxed behind. I can have this here, everything else behind is nice and relaxed. Don't feel easy. Yeah? It's going that way, don't it? That's the yes. Think about how far could you move your foot towards you? Yes.
And I can feel already.
Oh, okay, there's the borderline. I think how I get my foot to there. Now I turn my hips. Now it's too late for you. Nice. Get back again. You were nearly round there.
So again.
Yeah. Easy. Right then. All right. Okay, so when I'm holding, now I'm holding tight or light? Right. Okay, so this is light, but I'm holding the key. Right? So if you try to move that arm. It's like being set in concrete. So it feels tough, but it's not. If I want to lock this out just by holding like that, I can. Again, move it. Or I might choose to move with it. That's the smarter thing to do. But I'm just going to be an immovable statue for now. Okay.
Yeah, forget about this. That's the problem.
Okay, so can you feel me? So can I feel you? Okay, so we don't want to, because then I can react against the fact that I can feel what you're doing.
Bring your body just stand there.
That way, it just doesn't solve the
Just
problem.
there.
Do that way, I know without
Just use your hips on the
Okay, so she's holding the very strong key as well. Okay, so I can come this far. If I'm looking to feel the point where I know if I go a tiny bit further, you see that small reaction in her body. Watch her shoulder. That's good. That's not good. She just came in a bit because she felt me. So I have to come to the point, I know I can't go any further, I've reached the wall. Okay, so this bit I can't move, but I can move that. Now I can turn my hips, now I can step back. Yep, so it's a question of knowing what's free to move and what's not free to move. Yeah, that's good. Get your leg round first. Now hips, good. The nice thing is if they get it wrong, they know it. That's okay. Now let's show you
You're doing something slightly because I can feel it in my body. Because the ones that
just move that.
It's lateral collapses. Well, I'm trying to figure that out.
Now turn your hips.
I'm curious why.
Now step back.
No.
So, you know, you've got to work with
This
strength
stays
in my body and your
there.
So if I go and get to here, there's no point trying any further. I can do that. I can step up. if I can go see that,
Here.
I'll run.
This is possible, but it is not.
Where do your body can think?
It must be kind of a.
Okay, so when you come in,
Yeah.
right? That's your first movement. How far can I get that? This is the second movement.
What's he doing? Yeah. What's he doing? This.
So, without me there, you get a drop, in fact, you get a cross.
You know, without like having this.
Yes, now it's on your hips. Now step back. Is there anything in that that you couldn't do again?
No.
Perfect. Yes, turn your hips, step back. You give you any resistance or anything? No, it's great.
You can actually. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Very good, very good. And now move. I need to be moved. Great. Okay, we control it.
Yeah.
So when her elbow strays from her body like that, then I've got control. She needs to have her elbow in tight, but her hands here. So now if I try to lift, bring it this way, it just doesn't go anywhere. And you're putting this point line.
At this point, then we go.
That's right. So next time, don't hold straight. Let's see what happens. So you've got in really well. Straight. Okay, so now you check with me.
That handles the power.
Ah, right. Yep. Now just shift your fingers a bit. So it's the smallest movement
This is here, so
that makes the difference. 1, 2, 5.
I'm using
4.
body also
That's
slight.
right.
So if somehow come in, send it to closer. Through. Out to 90.
Back. And
So it's almost like.
no. So can you immediately feel the pressure building here? Why would that be?
Yeah.
Well, because you're moving this. So you've got a wall of energy here, and you're pushing it.
But you might have to get
This
through,
is
but-
to say steady state.
Yeah.
It's the same with me.
Why you have to be-
You can feel me now. That has to stay.
React when I-
Yeah.
That needs to shift.
That I understood, like,
As far as I can
yeah,
get.
it keeps without.
No,
So here, for example, this is out of the body, this is completely outside of the parallel, that shoulders. So
now I can move this.
one, the rest is just keep everything parallel.
So that's the very last thing, and the only thing I lift.
Yeah, so put it here.
That is promise like you do.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Yes, yeah, no, where you were.
Not me, it's not
Yeah, that's nice. Like
This must have a proper technical element, isn't it? And like both mechanics and
Yes.
the mind. If you don't think the mind, we're gonna you have
Usually have one to equal floor.
No.
Good. Yeah, much better. Let's carry on, be confident, you're there, come close. Is your hand relaxed? Getting there. Yeah,
Maybe let's move it.
all right. Okay, so just a few things for the beats online, okay? If I move this arm at all, there's power line there stopping me moving it. So as soon as I try to move this, he's going to react. It's not going to be good for me. But I'm fighting this power. There can't be any harmony in me fighting his power. Can you hear all this? Cool. Okay. So I leave this here. I move the bits I can move. Back leg first. Hips second. Then I step back. Only now do I lift my arm. So we're going to do a little test here. So you make sure you're centered, right?
Yeah.
So where are my fingers pointing? They're pointing straight at the screen, directly in front of us. And there's a gap. So I can't shift him. Now I've closed the gap. Still hard to shift him because he's centered. I need to bring this into my territory. That's all it needed. I've now gone into eagle claw. Okay, so if you saw someone with a hand like that, would you say they were relaxed? No, a bit of you would say that doesn't look very relaxed. My eagle claw is pointing into the center, but I cannot shift him. Relax down, you. Oh, that's what relax is. So when you relax, then you have capabilities and possibilities. When you're tense in any part of your body, that's going to come out in what your ability to connect with your partner and your ability to move together. He's made me think about me when I'm tense, because I can't relax in his company. I have to be able to relax in his company. Whatever he does. Yeah, okay, so what are we going to do when we get there? That's always nice to know, isn't it? So on this occasion, we're going to come in, we're going to leave the round, where we stop, and then we come into an evening. So we could do a big circle round. And in my head, actually, I'm going to lead him round, but just because I'm in front of the screen, rather than doing the full circle, I've decided to stop here. But the circle in my head is still going on. I'm still going round. So I bring him round. Here, if I go any further, you can pull me offline. Right. So I have to go to a place where if he pulls, no, I'm not going. It's not in an uncoordinated way. Right, so I bring him here. So my hand here will have reached the outside of my hip, but no further. I turn my hips as far as I can go without feeling I've gone too far. This is comfortable for me. Now, I create a circle that's here. He's going to come around and I'm going to bring him around in this direction and I drop my hand. And then we're into our so there's a kind of figure of 8 that goes on here. I draw him round and then back this way. Across my body and then across my body. In, feet, hips by his side, hand to the middle, draw him round. It's not anything to do with using my arm to throw him. So he's back. I can tell you he's had a nice holiday. I'm trying to punch him already. So if I get violent, that's what happens. I just put my hand by myself. This is very easy for him to follow. He has no desire to fight, he just feels he needs to follow. So don't fight your partner. So go.
It's code number 1.
New job. It's a test of how you improve the pressure building. So, foot first, don't move the hips. Move the hips. Foot. Now the hips. Now sit back. I feel it's forced. We wouldn't be hanging around. We're not hanging around here, but we're exploring. So I can go to there. I can go to there. I can go to there. Yes, I can do it so here. But I'm not standing here.
No, it just needs to be right.
Yes. So each one is an exploration of where's the boundary lines. What's confining? That's nice, that's nice.
And close, if you
A
are.
little push there,
So
more drop there, and then this is just a guide.
it's going to open this way then?
This way across, back, and yes, right.
Okay, just relax this hand, just.
Yes.
No,
Doesn't it? Yeah, and this is just a frame. So it's that sort of feeling as a person, this kind of feeling.
I suppose can we could just forget that, just.
Yes, think of that. Think of dropping the sword.
If I just think of, oh, go to drop, then it has to be less of the. Should have gone there.
Out of the corner of my eye, saw you're pushing and your back 10 borders is up. Now just drop your hand. No, drop your hand. Huh.
I'll have to think when I'm dropping them, not just drop this way, just drop with your center.
When you're cutting,
Yeah.
go back to the Aikido. You don't think about dropping, you just let the sword do the work.
There's a difference. Where my hands are, they should drop, but with my attention to you.
Yeah, the timing is important.
Mm.
Because when I reach the end of the figure,
Yeah.
not do it too soon.
Forget that.
We will. Okay, goes back. Yes, turn the hips, step back. Yes. They all want to fight me. I don't know what I did. They all want to fight me.
Yeah, that's. It's simple. What's that?
Relax your hand.
Get much more relaxed.
Yes.
Now.
You feel that you go this way, continue the.
It's you who decides when to drop.
Doesn't matter.
It's when I arrive that you drop, because that's the only way you can move. To keep you moving. So I'm giving you all the energy to do that. You just have to feel when it's the right movement. Oh. Nice. Yeah, very good. And from there, come closer. Let your hands forward. Okay, there you go. As soon as we've got any gapping, this becomes problematic. Yeah. Stop the gapping. Now she can't get up. Now I just have to relax. Yep. Relax. Okay, good. Thank you.
First part was good.
Nice. Just too simple. So I'm beginning to turn. Wait. What was there? Now. You just turn when I'm kind of facing you.
Well, it's supposed to, second is, we're not supposed to try.
I've got to here. Now that we look. Stop that. Because my body's all aligned with. Well, now, I almost. Uh-oh. No, that's good. You don't want to. Can you lean back to it, boss? Move the crossing. Can you turn your hips? Yes, you can. Can you step back? Yes, you can. Can you stop the knee crawl? Yes, you can. Yes. Okay. So you want to do it? Well, I just want to look at the other side of the coin and carry on this. Okay. So just a second. So I'm holding him with key. And in reality, I would not just be, if we're doing the technique, I wouldn't just be standing here. He can do something if I'm just standing here, but I'd be looking to come in with it. So the energy is very, I'm going to start with energy going towards him, and I'm extending towards him at all times.
So if I don't do anything, that's going backwards.
So he needs to do something because if he does nothing, he gets stopped. So here, actually, let me come to you. And then just turn. Yeah. Yes, so with a bit of energy here, if he's going to agree with my opinion, which is to get into this space, he doesn't need to step in, he just needs to turn. It becomes much easier. Look how I'm facing him now. This is going to be a battle if he tries to drop me. He should have waited till I was here. Now when he drops, there's nothing I can do. Okay, so this is a very, very familiar thing. Everybody, these guys and girls, they all know the technique. They all know it, but they want to do it. So the timing isn't right because they're wanting to do the technique rather than thinking of the relationship with the partner on occasion. Okay, so you're always focusing on what's going on with the partner, not what you want to do. That's really important. We're doing this in slowly, please, Nick. So once he's got me on the move, stop there. I want to stay as close to him as possible and hope he makes a mistake, because if I can get his hand here, then I've got him. He makes a slight mistake, he goes too fast. Don't move your body.
Yeah.
Now I've got him. Because he didn't move as a unified whole, and I'm in a great position to do that. Whereas I'm over here and he moves his body, I still can't do anything about it. So I want to stay as close to the center of this movement as possible, because I'll feel the most here. I'm most connected to him as he's most connected to me. And I'm going to extend here at all times, and I'm trying to keep my posture. I'm trying to keep my posture. I'm following. And if he does a great job like that, there is no way I can get out. I'm going to be led to the floor, but a tiny mistake, maybe on the down, push a bit. Over. Stay close to him. He's got me. He's got me. Oh, he tried too hard. As soon as he gives me some energy to work with, I can cancel it. Yep. This is why you don't want to try and force it. You've got to be moving with your tongue. All right. So this time, I'm just going to illustrate it here. Really simple. So I can extend. I can't come up any higher than that unless I come around the side. I can't go any higher than that, but I can turn this. Now I can put my knee here. So remember, the last bit, when we were exploring the last technique, I said, find the stops. Where can I move without him knowing? He said it's too late. I can go to there. I can go to there. That's still not threatening. Now, oh no, good. Excellent, thank you. So, also, very common problem. People offer like this, offer like that. There's nowhere for him to go. He can't stop me pushing this into his body. So push down.
As you like.
There's nothing I can do to stop that. But if I'm extending forward, I can stop that. Actually, if I want to go down, then fine, that's going to create something for me. But it's my choice now. So you offer like you're holding a sword, always, unless you're trying to set a trap. So there's never such thing as always in Aikido, or it just isn't. There's always an exception to the rule.
Always.
I come up, and now you can feel me. Here. Now turn. Go for his center line, and now I'm not, again, if I try to, because he's got center, I can push. Might be a bit uncomfortable, but he can stop me. A lot of people will feel the pain and collapse, but that's no victory. I've got to connect with him. Yep. So it's not about what I feel underneath my fingers here. If I think it's about his wrist, I'm losing Nick. Nick's over there. Yep. So I need to connect with Nick to do this here. All right. So there we go. Nice. If you want to use your hand, just
Just.
keep it away from the secretary. Yes.
No. It feels off center. No. Yeah.
Hold it. On the side. Turn this against it. Nice. Now turn this. Not like that.
That's what it is.
It's just.
You're good, so good. No. No. There. Maybe you can start higher.
Well, yeah, you can. Okay, Joe. How interested in Nick am I at this point in time, would you say?
Well, you are looking to his hands.
Yeah, so am I interested in him or am I interested in his hands?
Yeah,
I'm interested in his hands, aren't I?
yeah.
I'm interested in trying to get him to the floor. That's all about me, isn't it? What's it got to do with him? Where's Nick? Nick's there. So as soon as I engage with Nick, literally, the hand follows. When I'm looking at his shoulder, I'm not really interested in Nick. When I'm looking at the girl, I'm not interested. When I look at you, unless I'm paying attention, I can pay attention. I don't have to look at him, but I am paying attention to him. So if I want to encourage attention, I do what I would do in everyday life. I say, "Oh, there you are."
And another thing that I noticed, you are a little taller than him, and
Yes.
Nico was trying to do the turn. He was going with his shoulder a little, and so we
Doesn't make any difference.
It's worse for Luke at this point.
So I still come up to me. I still turn. If I come up like this, I've left myself really open. So it would be a stupid thing to do. Here I can still protect myself. I still got this space in front of me. I still connect with him.
Yeah, but and I also felt it's kind of a desire to go up and jump over his over Quentin's arm. You know that I usually do that.
When you go over the top.
Do this, and then I kind of jump, and then
This is something maybe we'll find out one day when you're actually on the mat.
No, I don't even say that, please.
Okay. I suspect that he has no desire to come forward at all.
No.
Because I'm keeping him out of this space. I'm saying, no, this is mine. You can't come here. Because if I let him in, I'm a corner. So I keep extending to him. So if he comes in, it's like the beginning exercise. He just puts the Nikio on himself. If he tries to push in, hang on, I need to come closer.
this turning with the wrists over, kind of jumping over the fence that we get tripped on.
Okay, you just brought a nice point up. You didn't know it, but you did. So most people will do it like this, like a chopper.
Yeah.
Cutting wood, sword work. As soon as they're cutting wood, they're doing sword work, they have a violent intent, or it's common. So they try. So it becomes hard. This is more like shaking hands. So it generates a different energy. This is, I'm reaching out for him. So my habit is to come here and touch skin gently. And not to be violent. So it's like that. It becomes that feeling of two people connecting. Of two people connecting. I would never hold him like this. It just feels really strange. So that's the why I turn it a bit. Just to encourage.
Yeah, I have like an add-on to that, because what you're teaching is basically not really dissimilar to what people say, don't grab, use a katana, because the main difficulty for the student is that like they're putting the mind where to touch.
Yes.
So, you know, at a more classical kind of like traditional point of view, you're wrong, but actually you're not wrong at all. But what you're saying is exactly the same. Don't focus on the
And the way I would get around that
yeah.
is I would say point my fingers at him. So I wouldn't do this initially. I can do it now because I've learned not to try and push down.
Yeah.
But this is, I want to connect with him. So I point my fingers at him. That's how I would teach it.
Yeah.
Hand round, pointing. In the end, it doesn't matter. You can do that, you can do this, you can do that.
As long
Because
as
you're
you forget.
following the principles. I'm going to go. That's better. So come up. Now rotate. No.
It's just find it so hard to do that rotation. So how about this? Rather than trying to rotate further, at this point,
That's
just
as far as we get. Okay, so when it's hard for you to stop rotation. Just try to pull out, that's a different matter.
yeah.
Rotation is actually quite hard to stop, especially here. So you've got a certain amount of hold there. I can't, that's tough. Right?
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of movement here. You can't do anything about. So you just that bit. That's free. That's free to move. It's not free.
So what if it's worth doing this? No.
What? Yes, that's the way. I haven't got control of that.
Yeah.
It's slightly off my line. Yep. See how my head's gone up in the air? I'm in trouble now.
No, just follow that.
Right, so go.
That is. Yeah. Triangle. Make a triangle. Yes, it's almost overwhelming power and you're not doing anything. Just mechanically.
Wow. Where did my energy stop? So the fact that you can follow.
Triangulation and
So if you're focusing on the relaxing myself, but forgetting the connection with partner,
even it's like 2 degrees out. Because I'm trying to feel there's almost like a fundamental law that once it's there, I can't do anything. Even if it's a little bit less, I can. So I'll do the same, but I'll change. the thing. See? You can almost wriggle away. Suddenly, if I go this way, now one is level. So the point is, I must not shoot whichever way. So if I start this way, I have to go. Then I have to go. That's the principle, but like, no. It has to be done.
Yes. See, that's made all the difference. Imagine a paintbrush. Paintbrush. Remember where the canvas is?
Yes, yes. Yes, really.
This is a paintbrush. Right? You've got the handle, but the bristles are on the canvas. Paint a line down the canvas.
Just broke the paint. The canvas.
You never know. Canvas is over there. Brush down the canvas. Okay, so when we're struggling with a technique, students are struggling with the technique, how do you help them out so that they stop getting fixated on whatever they're fixated on? Do you make them think of something else? They're thinking about where's my hand supposed to be, and oh, I'm supposed to be sending energy to it, and I'm trying to send energy to it, but you're not. It's all about you. I find that pictures are really good. Okay, so a very good one for this one is that I'm holding a paintbrush, and here's the canvas. Here's the handle of the paintbrush, but the bristles are on the canvas. If I do this hard, I'm going to get a great big splodge on the canvas. I'm going to get a terrible picture. I need to do a delicate line down the canvas. So my mind is focused on just brushing this canvas really lightly. And that creates the energy we want, and it creates the connection with him. He's not a canvas, but I can imagine him as a canvas for now. All my focus goes to him because he's the canvas. Yep. So pictures are really good. So here's another great picture I find. So I imagine if I want to drop him to the ground, there's a waterfall of water cascading to the floor. And I know if I dive into the waterfall, I'm going to go down with the water. So I'm seeing this waterfall and I get ready to dive in. And then it works. So if I'm trying to, it's the same shape, but he's not going down. No, the water just takes it straight down. So I don't need to think about it, it just goes down. Think about the picture and the energy of the picture works. Okay. Right, okay. So this time we're going to do inside the old video. So, can you turn that side? Can you turn or rotate your body? Okay, so you've got to imagine that we're standing upright here. I'm going to bring my hand to here. Now we can come on. And then I just put my hand by my side. So, guess what? I'm fighting here while I work. I just connect. Okay. There are two ways to do this. I can drop my hand. Sometimes that's harder because you know there's an obstacle in the way. So I'm thinking, how do I drop my hand? There's something in the way. And you're fixated on the problem. Remember, when you're fixated on the problem, you can't solve the problem. So, if that's a problem, I can't move that. I can move the rest of my body. When I move the rest of my body, my hand ends up by my side. Isn't that strange and very convenient? I don't know which one you do, but the initial is just a touch and touch. You can see now he's gone. No, I try and take him down off, but it's like I'm shaking hands. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yes. Yes. Don't show me that. Yes, yes. Okay, so you're moving your fingers, and when you move your fingers, you get this shape. And you want to keep that shape. So when I come to you, I'm just going to turn it. See, that's not doing anything to you. You still look really coordinated to me, but I now look weird. If you push in now, yeah, because my energy is no longer going out to you, I've created this barrier, and you can push against the barrier.
No.
If I'm here,
Yeah.
push in. Now you can't go away. Fine. So I want to keep this straight line shape.
This is what we
And I
are
shift my body
just.
up.
Yeah.
Now you've lost your straight line shape.
But this is the reason right now this is going to work, because mechanically, unless you have overwhelming key, it's going to work.
Yes.
So you have to say, where's the
Yes.
conditions?
Just move your relax, relax. The rest of your body did this.
See, for some reason, you have to have a deep practice. And you don't even have a technique. Like,
It's
like,
yeah. You know if you find me, I'm not.
yeah, no.
Doing well.
Can I tell you another one? Slightly harder. Put your hand
Just
there.
attention. Just be there.
Do it again. How's that feel? Easy?
No.
In the middle of the flow?
Yeah, no music, but
Just dive into gravity.
just kind of go out, no?
You don't think about anything different other than your thinking, you just come in.
But then you stay there. You didn't say you feel it.
Yes, exactly. This is something there, just go again.
Just go again. Yes.
Yeah, I lost the button. Okay.
As soon as you end up,
Yeah.
it's gonna stop.
No.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I don't want to either.
No.
Again, I don't really want you to feel like it. As soon as you can feel something.
I think I have a little problem. Can we just break it down to near zero?
You don't know you're in trouble, but you're in trouble.
Almost. Almost. Please, coach it in and then.
If you then get yourself into trouble, like just
Yes,
this.
a bit, no? Just
Yeah.
This is good.
So I'm trying to be a real mirror for her. So if she goes all the way down, I'll go all the way down. If she stops halfway down, then I'll stop halfway down. I shouldn't just, relax. Brilliant, Caitlin. So well. You did. Yeah. Okay, so this one comes up the middle. And takes off. This is one of our favorites in the truck because everyone gets terribly confused. So this comes up and it slides up his arm until I find that crease in the wrist. Right? If I get careless, I cannot shift it. So I have to slide up until I come to here. And then it comes off really easy. So that's what that hand does. This hand does that. So this one is this tension agony. This one is going to hold him down and this one's going to go over. So 1, 2, Do something angle on it. So you can't see the first bit, you might get a better view of the best second. Sorry, spare hand is going to go up the middle and take him off and pin him to my side. There. What can you do now? Also, you can punch me also what? Feel the violence. Here. Okay. This one goes over the top. It's palm up to the ceiling and makes some room. See, I've got him stretched now. It needs to do anything other than step. If we were on the move, okay, so this one at the middle, down, this one over the top. Kick back. No good. My arm's behind me. I have to be moving as a unit, so this stays in front of my hip at all times. In front of my hip. Sorry. Too far behind me.
Sorry.
But that's why you don't do that. One. In front of me. In front of me. Okay? Okay. Let's go. Lower. Right place.
Yeah.
But if you can hear those perfect, yeah. What is there? Is that just feel my body's moving. Anything else? Is it making me move? I'm just making my whole arm. You're always, all of you. Don't make a bit of you for the party. Now that's good. Yeah.
Once you break balance, yeah, that's okay. And then just lock it down. Come on. Up.
How slowly?
You're bringing it down. Lock this. Yeah. One at a time, then we'll put it back to one. Turn. Yes. No. Ah. Okay, so what's going on? Yes. So when your leg lead is that, which is straight up, this one is extending more. So that one's going to stay there. Okay.
And then it let go up.
I can feel instability to turn around.
But here,
Yin yang. Has to be. This has to go down, so this is going to go up. Oops.
what about this?
Almost. Yes. Must not maybe throw this backwards.
Make this more of a draw. So, no, I want to get you stretched. This one is trying to get in there, to get as much of my wrist in there.
Right.
So it's hooked, it won't go any further. Then I'm going to do it.
No, as an okay, I should be doing that rather than you having to do this. Like this. One. So in that respect, yeah, this is something nice to lead in. Yeah. It's you that are actually trying to push rather than me trying to do it.
Yeah, that's true. But you know something different.
That's
You
why-
have the energy.
Now we look at
Maybe that's easier if you keep your version to be easy.
Yes.
Oops. So,
All with one hand.
yes, I suppose once your balance is working this way, once dancing is.
Yes.
I think classical mechanics and like both sides, it's like once you're there, good. Where is your? Yeah.
That's going down.
So to speak,
That's down. At this point, that one's going back. All right. So if we're doing it dot to dot Aikido, then there's a pause, and that going back in the first movement. But in reality, it's
I suppose you would move
pretty simultaneous.
as I'm about to touch rather than wait.
Yeah, because you don't really want to bang in. That's why I stopped, because I've got nowhere to go. But if we do this slowly, until you're then putting the pieces together. Then I can come and forth. How are they down here? Did you get your shoes? Wow. Now we mention it. How do we?
Focus down. So this goes down, this goes up.
It's very tough. It is.
Realize you haven't done a good thing there. Break the elbow.
Seems horrible.
Yeah. Remember classical mechanics?
It's very nice. So, turn on still there. This one, as you're stepping back.
It's actually smaller one than the big one. But you know what?
Nice.
Once we have it.
Nice.
That's it.
Exactly so.
This one, as you are, since the lot, yeah, we can load it this way.
Does that come forward? Yeah.
Horrible stuff.
So go as far as stop. So you hitch to the wagon. Do not hitch the wagon to the right. Yes. Hitch to the wagon. Fast. So. Okay. Okay. Good. So. Okay, this is me trying to do it to her. I need to find where I can, her border. That's as far as she wants to go. Now we can connect. I can move her. If I try to move her now, this is tough work. I need to, that's as far as she wants to go. Now I extend my energy. Yep. If I turn this into a one, but if I get to the point, that's the point, but it's just a bit beyond it. There's the point. Oh, now I'm trying to pull. I've just undone all the good work. Now we're together. Now we can move. So, nearly everything we've done tonight, we're looking for the point just before we bang our heads against the wall. There. I've not done anything, so it can't be there. No, it didn't work. Trying to go through the wall, it doesn't work. You have to stop at the wall, then you do something different. Try that. Right there. Yes. Now go beyond them before and see if there's any difference. So I'm up to too far.
Oh, okay.
And then have a go. Don't take me anywhere. Have a go. So you need to know, is there a difference?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Definitely not
Too much.
Okay, so now to the wall. Just before the wall. So, either I do nothing at all.
Yeah, there's not be any view.
Or I take you beyond where I should have done, and I try to shift you. The first one was nothing for you to do. You're just saying your comfort zone. The average you. The second one, I'm trying to put you somewhere. Why would you want me to try to put you somewhere? Right. Connect. No. It's just a little bit of slack in the system. Can you feel it in yourself? Yeah. I'm not trying to slam you into the wall. I'm just there it is.
At which point do you mean? Well, you can see it, for example. This one is actually, I don't know, it's so, I don't know.
I think it's going to go on.
No, well, it's never useful.
Okay.
Just, you're so close, yes. Yeah.
If you don't feel that connection, there. Can you feel it? Watch my back foot if you can. It's when she got my heel off the ground that she's got me. While that's here, I'm fine. Oh, it's gone.
You do.
You can't see that, especially when it's hidden under a hat, but that's what's going on. What you can see is my head. So we're just watching my head.
Hello? You know your balance gone. It's very difficult.
Any questions so far? Oh, I better turn the power on.
Thank you.
It's not working. Hang on, probably not plugged in the back or something. Oh, that's better.
Can I-